body in the upper torso, the fingers and hands. It's important to remember here that there are a number of systems that can be accessed. And of course we do have standard D3 or D3A gloves and glove liners, also gauntlets, and of course standard leather gloves that are insulated. In this case again East German, they could also be Czech, we have found Russian, we have found British. American D3 gloves look much like this but are black. These systems will offer reasonable hand protection. The gauntlets are very obvious. They offer a cuff which overlaps with the standard coats or gear that you're wearing. This is a very unique pattern in that the little finger is mated with the second finger next to it. The logic behind this particular system was that the small finger does not offer good circulation, and by being bonded to this offers first of all reasonable traction and also mutual insulation in cold weather. First of all, the reason you've got these on is because it isn't exactly warm outside. Anybody who has experienced frostbite will know that once you've experienced frostbite, the parts that have been affected will be affected for life. Even if you do not succumb and pass on because of the experience, in other words, if the fingers freeze, chances are the rest of the body may follow, be warned. And because of that, what happens is that the individual affected by frostbite usually will feel it during any cold weather experiences, and it's an aching pain that just never goes away. Again, wool. I cannot stress the benefits of wool enough. Yes, I know we've got wonder technologies out there all over the place, but 4 million sheep in Michigan and across the Midwest can't be wrong. For that reason, what we recommend is carrying plenty of spares. You can carry them in your pants pockets. You can carry them in your coat pockets. You can carry spares in your backpacks. In fact, I'd recommend 4 or 5 pairs of wool liners no matter what you're carrying, because again, once your hands get wet, you've got to maintain the body temperature that's there and then also bring the temperature back up if possible. Well, by using wool, whatever's wet, when moisture makes contact with wool, this is one of the few materials that forces the moisture from the inside out. And so any area that's making contact with the skin will start to dry very quickly. During the process of using these, once you wet a pair of standard wool liners, we recommend then that there are 2 techniques to be used. One is to take them and put them in the crotch area, which is a very warm area. Your natural body heat will help to force the moisture out of these gloves, and progressively they can be reused. Another option, of course, is to put them under the armpits. Now, of course, meanwhile, switching over to a dry set of gloves that you utilize on a regular basis until such time as you can secure yourself into what is a safe area, or you can do a little laundry, as we say. The gauntlets also offer palm and thumb protection, as you can see. And while there are many variations on this, from American to British to Central European, etc., the basic theme does not change. And again, because we're militia, if you can find a better solution or something that works more to your needs, then you can adopt it. We do not have the bureaucracy to contend with, and that in itself gives us a tremendous advantage when it comes to trying to acquire special or new technology. Next considerations, of course, and last with regard to the cold weather gear, but not the least, is of course the combat boot or winter boot. Now these are 2 examples, and yes, both of them are slightly used. One is of course a pair of standard infantry U.S. Mickey Mouse boots. The other is a set of East German, and yes, used, guards boots with a felt pack system. Now, both have been heavily experimented with and tested by militia units. The, of course, Mickey Mouse boot has been proven for many, many years, going back to the Korean War, and has saved many a soldier's toes from being lopped off. While the other, of course, is a simple solution and fairly economical. For medium to low cold weather, it requires additional support, such as multiple layers of standard wool socks, etc., etc. Be creative. These are a decent combat boot, of course, for utility use, and again, are easy on, easy off. The Mickey Mouse boot, especially for vehicle operators, aircraft personnel, ground line personnel, armored crewmen, anybody who has to sit in any particular situation or is out in sub-zero weather and has to continue to operate will find these to be the best choice across the board. No, they're not pretty, and they aren't going to win any, shall we say, handsome awards, but they are a very effective system and are time proven. Note the cleat pattern on the base of the boot, and again, these are almost a brand new pair. This particular system is very simple, using an insulator layer. Yeah, it does look like a tire because it's basically made like a tire. While this system is, again, sometimes pricey, if you're fortunate enough to be undersized 10 or oversized 12, these boots are fairly reasonably priced. 10s and 11s have been running a premium for quite some time, but the system itself is second to none. And while there are many people who claim to have come up with better ideas, I have seen people fully immerse their feet with these boots on, and within less than 5 minutes have their feet up to normal body temperature. Because of the very nature of the way these things are sealed, much like an inner tube, they maintain a good portion of the body heat, and feet, remember, like hands, will take the rest of the body down very quickly. So we highly recommend the use of Mickey Mouse boots, especially in the northern climes, and any temperate areas where there's a possibility of seeing a cold spike. They are a specialty item with regard to purchase and should be maintained. One of the best techniques that can be used is to use talcum powder when storing these boots to maintain and preserve the rubber. Take a plastic bag, insert the boots, sprinkle the talcum powder in, and flush and jog the bag. This will allow the talcum powder to saturate and cover the cell and cover the surface of all of the rubber areas and the inside of the boot. That way, by the time you need them next season, they're going to be fairly well preserved and ready for use. On the other hand, and of course, you'll have to forgive us for the fact that we see a few wear spots on this leather, any combat boots, especially that are used during the winter months, must be maintained. That includes, of course, polishing and then sealing the leather itself. Also, proper drying. Whenever possible, up to 3 pairs of combat boots should be an issue for every single person, with the boots taken off every day, one set allowed to dry, another set in use, and another set being prepared. At least 2 pairs are desirable because you can pull 1 pair out of service and allow it to dry and then perform maintenance on it while wearing the other pair. This will increase the lifespan of the boots and, of course, maintain good integrity with regard to the leather. Maintaining the cell surface ensures water